But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
Trust me, bro. Yeah, man. Just trust me, bro. Good to see you guys. We are alive. Oh, I wasn't sure if I was going to go live this afternoon, but I feel lively enough to go live. So I decided to go live. So we're live this afternoon. Just a fun one. You know, the Paul McCartney type thing. Just a fun one. Nothing too serious. Bit of speculation. No 100%ers on this. Just a bit of fun. And it's not like it's somebody new that's just being like, oh, like Ozzy just died, or you know what I mean? And Hulk Hogan, oh, they actually weren't Ozzy and they actually weren't Hulk or Terry Bologna or whatever. There were some other people, you know, and they're not actually dead and all that stuff. No, this conspiracy's been going about for a while. So I think it's okay to talk about it. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just speculating. And there's a lot of evidence for it, you know? So I never 100% myself with these things, but, you know, I lean towards it. I lean towards Paul McCartney not actually being Paul McCartney, you know? My hair's sticky up a bit. I need to go and get a haircut. Babe, remind me to go and get a haircut tomorrow, please. They have to sort out a bloody new phone contract because our phone contract just run out. And at the same time, our broadband, our internet's run out of contract. So we need to go and sort that out as well, or else it's got to be double. I mean, so yeah, we'll sort that out tomorrow. But we've got one thing at a time. We've got some things sorted. We'll get the rest sorted. But good to see you guys. Let's say hello, everybody. Then Jim Anus has got a couple of observations we haven't seen yet. We'll do that, and then we'll get into the topic. And the link is there for anybody that wants to come in. We're not going to be here for hours this afternoon. You know what I mean? An hour and a half, 2 hours at the most, because I'm on tonight. And tonight's topic is... Ooh, what is tonight's topic? Don't trust me, bro. No idea. Can't remember. Here it is. Oh yeah, testimony from the amazing, you know, the guys. Oh, almost false. I think his channel's called. You know, he gets people to do the testimonies. Some of the testimonies, absolutely, definitely, they're real, but some of them are testimonies. So this one's about a sorority sister sort of thing, giving her testimony and letting us in on the sorority sisters are deceived into being pagan sort of thing. So yeah, let's we'll have a look at that tonight. And then the movie to go with it later on the Rumble side is The Eagle, which is obviously like a Roman centurion type movie. Good movie. So yeah, we'll get that done. It was meant to be done at the weekend, but we're doing it tonight instead. So yeah, that's that. That's the agenda for today. Let's do a bit of Jim. Hey, Jim. Oh, no. Let's say hello first. Let's do the hello thing. Right. Comments. So, like I say, links there, guys, if anybody wants to come in. Hello. Starting with the Bazza in the house. Bazza, good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure. Sandro, always a pleasure, bro. Jimenez, always a pleasure. Jono, never a pleasure. Never a pleasure. But it's always leisurely. Only joking, brother. Love you, man. Always a pleasure, dude. Jono in the house. Sun is shine. Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure. And babe, always a pleasure, as you know. Love you. Mike Van Dyke. Mikey Van Dyke. Love you, brother. Good to see you, bro. Always a pleasure. And that's it. That's it in the chat for now. But how many have we got watching? I think we've got 8 watching in a minute. It always starts off slow in the afternoon. I think a lot of people are also, what's his name? Nathan Oakley. And Terret still live with the Arwen thing. So probably. So it could be that as well. But yeah, we'll just get on with it. Let's do it. Jim Ennis in the house. Let's do his observations. Here we go. Let's do it, boy. Let me actually get the link up first so I don't forget. He's past 1,000 videos. Fair play to him. And is climbing with subs. Fair play. Fair play. He's got overtaken me with subs, guaranteed. The rate he's going. But mine, I've noticed like I haven't been, look, I've been stuck on subs for 640 for over 5-6 weeks. And then it kind of went up to 649. Then when the banjo thing happened, went back to 63 something. And it's just stuck at 640 for ages. But in the past couple of days, I have got 9 subs. So I'm on 649 at the minute, which surprised me. And I had that yesterday. So I thought by today it would have gone down again, but it hasn't. So 649 subs. To whoever subbed, bless you guys. I think it was that Jackson that would have been one of them. Yeah, fair play to you guys. And thank you very much. Always a pleasure spending time here and getting to find out who you are, you know. And thank you for the subs that have already got that are loyal, you know. They stick about, you know. They come and see us every now and again or all the time, you know. Some people can't make it all the time, but they watch the videos afterwards or they watch the streams afterwards. Or if they can't make it, they try and make it when they can. You know, that's loyalty. And that's great. It's appreciated. Well appreciated. Bless, guys. Right, Jimmy boy. What we got? Yeah, I was going to get your link, wasn't I? And totally got into the yapping side of things. There we go. Guys, there's for anybody watching the chat replay, if you're not sub to Jimmy Ennis, then go and check out his observations, man. What you doing? And he flies pigeons. He keeps pigeons and that. And we always get, every now and again, we get some observations of his pigeons, which is really good. Love them. Right. Links in there. Let's do it. We got 2 unseen videos. Let's do it. Just start from the beginning. Let's do it. Moon and moon. And again, Jim, I like the new style where you're labeling things and that. Excellent, bro. Only for me. Look, he's even put the temperature and everything there. Look, let's get rid of me. Let's read that there. Look, see it? So it's the 2nd of August, 2025, 1 p.m. Temperature 14 degrees Celsius. I would say degrees, yeah. Humidity 63% east. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Nice one, Jim. Nice jam. One more, I think. Oh yeah, I forgot I put on the old. It would have came on for the right one. I put the old autoplay after on, and after just turn that off. Did it yesterday because I was at the toilet night. You like it? Oh, do it again. So this one is right. So you can't see because of one thing, right? Okay. So to me it says it's same day. Oh, same day. 2nd of August, 2025, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Oh, 11 a.m. Okay, humidity 58%, temperature 11 degrees, direction east. Bless. Nice one, Jimmy boy. Love it. Love it. Oh, stop it there so I can turn off this autoplay. Stop. Oh, come on. It always does that when you mess about with it. Right, autoplay. Off. Thank you. I've already put the link in for Jim's. If anybody's watching the replay, go sub to Jim, man. It's well worth it. Well worth it. And Jim, thank you very much, sir. Always a pleasure, sir. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes, sunshine, sometimes we just realize it more than other days, you know, how good God, we know it. We know God is good, but sometimes you just know it, you know, sometimes you realize it more than others, you know. And I just felt like it. I just felt a bit choppier today. So, yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's have a fun one now. And then tonight it'll be a bit more of a serious one. You know what I mean? Which is about, well, it's a testimony. Hopefully it's a real testimony because the guy's channel I use for these testimonies. Some of the testimonies he does are great, but I think sometimes his discernment lacks because some of them are definitely embellished stories, you know. But I don't think that's his fault. I just think that's his discernment. It's not him intentionally doing it, you know. You'll see tonight. Almost False. That's the name of his channel. Heron will know what I'm talking about if she was listening. Anyway. let's get on with that then. Yeah, the video. Not that one I was just talking about, but this is one from 5 years ago, just talking about Paul McCartney, the conspiracy of Paul McCartney, possibly not being Paul McCartney. I lean towards Paul McCartney was swapped over, you know, he died and stuff like that. It's not me like saying like now he's like Ozzy Osbourne's just died. He was definitely somebody else and all that. No, this is a long spoken about conspiracy that there's plenty of evidence for, which I never say 100% that it's true, but I do lean towards it, and I would say that yeah, that's what I believe, but I'll never put 100 on it because it could be wrong. But yeah, this one's just a fun one, guys. Just speculation, nothing too serious about it. It's up to you. If you don't believe it, that's good. If you believe it, that's good. It's all good. Just a fun one, you know, just for this afternoon, just because I wasn't meant to be on the site. Same as yesterday. Yesterday was my day off, but I still went on, you know, just because I wanted to, just because I fancied to. Easy doing like Bill Hicks. Exactly. It's the same as the yeah, exactly. But that's a long time established conspiracy as well. It's not like it's a new conspiracy just came about, you know. It's been spoken about for time, and there's evidence for that as well, you know. And that's one I lean towards also. But 100% would I put 100% on it? No, I wouldn't ever. You know, absolutely not. But yes, I do lean towards it. But I'm not one of them that thinks 90% of Hollywood men are actually women, and that. Yes, it does happen. And certainly does happen a lot, but not 90% of them. I mean, that's ridiculous. But it does happen. Yeah, absolutely does happen. McCartney, Mandela, which predates Mandela. Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely, bro. But which McCartney? Which mean? What is the Mandela from Paul McCartney? What is it spelling? Is it M? Are you talking about the spelling? Whether it's M small c big C or just MC, something like that, Sandra. Anyway, the link's there. If you want to come in, you can talk, bro. Right, okay, let's do it. Let's just get the video. Let's just talk for me. It's only a half-hour video. The original video was got used was 23 minutes, but it's a video I'd already seen. That was from 6 years ago, and I thought, well, I'm not going to use that one because I've seen it. So I thought we'll use this one I haven't seen. Hey, Terry. Hey. I was just talking about your stream with Arwen a bit earlier. And thank you, man. Bless you, dude. Bless you. Yeah, I think it's funny, man. I came in for a bit, as you know. I was talking. Love it. Love what you do, man. Great. Especially since I used to be a supporter of Arwen, you know. I mean, and like Tourette used to be there. I used to be there, you know. Like, Arwen's not stupid, you know. He's a clever guy. But he's got an ego, and his cleverness, his intelligence is misplaced into his own pride, you know. So he's blinded. He's blinded by his own intelligence in a way, you know. He deitizes himself and mitigates the power of God, the power of Jesus. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. But a clever guy nonetheless. But a numpty at the same time. I mean, especially saying things. I finished with him after what he was saying, these silly things about Jesus and all that. That's when I kind of left. But when I totally stopped my membership in that is when he started saying things like Keith, as in reality. When he started saying things like his kids would be faggots, you know. And that really done my nine. So that's when I completely cut myself off from him. But yeah, fair play, Terry. Love the stuff, man. Love the stuff. Bless you, dude. Right, let's get this video up. Again, links there if anybody wants to come in. It's pinned at the top if you want to come in and chat. Let's do it. There we go. This video. Oh, wow, who's it from again? Can't remember, but it's 5 years old, this one.
This video is sponsored by our friends at Omaze. Omaze is giving you a chance to win this gorgeous pearly white 1965 convertible Volkswagen Beetle powered by a Tesla battery.
It's 5 years ago, guys. 5 years ago. That is no longer on the table. I am not giving it out. Anyway, yeah, no, only messing. But yeah, it's 5 years ago. So don't even bother with it.
This is a gorgeous car. I mean, my God, it's really the dream vehicle brought to life.
Actually, wow, talking about Mandelas, we get a Volkswagen. Did we see the badge at all? We'll check it again. We'll check.
In a new age. The fact that I can't just casually get my hand on one of these is upsetting. And if you donate just
you can't. It's not even on the front in a minute, huh? Okay.
$10, you're entered for a chance to win this very special little car. And on top of that,
no, oh yeah, it's on the wheels. It's on the wheels. It's on the wheels. It's on the wheels. There's a split there. Yeah, there's a split in it. There's a split in it that never used to be there. Ah, well.
taxes and shipping on this item are included if you win. All you have to do for a chance to win is go to omaze.com/Quentin. That's OMAZE.com/QUINTON. With that,
do you like Volkswagen, mate? Or are you saying, ooh? It is a cool bug. I like it. I like it. It reminds me of Herbie, which is a bug. I mean, I like them. I like the old Volkswagens. I mean, isn't that what a Porsche is based off? Is a Volkswagen Beetle. I think that's what Porsches are based on. I mean, it's just the same as the Porsche, isn't it? The engine's in the same place. The boot's in the same place. It just works. Fair play. The people's wagon. Anyway, let's go.
It's time we begin.
It's time we begin, absolutely.
Abbey Road is one of the greatest albums of the late 20th century. It's a fantastic frozen moment in the lives of the most famous band of all time, telling a magnificent and emotional story through its operatic.
I mean, there's so many things on albums and stuff like that. They'll probably say this, that indicates that they knew he died, or it's possible he's dead. And I mean, Out of Step on the zebra crossing. He's the only one without shoes on. That type of thing. Like Baz said earlier, changes from being left-handed to right-handed early in his career, or vice versa. I can't remember which one. But yeah, you know, halfway through his career and that. So yeah, it's a bit mad. It's a bit mad.
Proceedings. Sometimes the Spotify playlist I put on will play just one song, and I immediately have to stop it and listen to the whole album from start to finish. There is no other correct way to experience Abbey Road than this. But what stands out the most about
talks about at the end where it says where he says he's saying cranberry sauce when it's not actually sounds like he's saying something else. Can't remember the exact words, but he says he's saying cranberry sauce.
The album is the cover, which is so simplistic yet so unforgettable. Every part seems perfectly in place, as if changing one thing would be defacing a piece of priceless art.
No shoes, absolutely. He's got no shoes on that, absolutely, bro. Is he the only one smoking as well in it?
And as carefully as if it had been painted by hand. What's funny is that the cover was forged entirely by accident. We actually have several of the other photos taken that day, and what we see in that roll is the four Beatles continuously crossing the road in snapshots that feel totally wrong and absolutely not worthy of an album cover, until finally, the perfect image appears totally out of the blue. But at the time, no one really knew this. For many decades, Beatle fans around the world saw the
Illuminatis! Illuminatis! Betty Angel, get your feelers to the ready. And because I'm showing that something might be Illuminatis, then I will be on your blower. What's that, Sonny? There's a Volkswagen Beetle and a picture of the Beatles and something to do with the number plate. That's right. There's something to do with the number plate, possibly meaning something. That's right. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Volkswagen Beetle. That's always what I remember. That vehicle and the black one across the road. The little van thing. They're always the vehicles I remember. And I mean, the amount of times this has been mimicked as well. But yeah, you're right. There's meant to be something with the license plate.
This image as if it were an artifact from the Da Vinci Code. It needed to be analyzed and understood. Clues needed to be...
I'm saying license plates. We say registration plate over here. Yeah. But yeah, okay. I'm adopting.
Discovered and broken down to uncover what it was really all meant to mean. And those fans that searched for meaning found something that would shock the world.
Ooh, we'll see. Right, 2 seconds. I wanted to remind you of something. I had, wrong one. Remember I was talking about C3PO's Golden Calf is going to be coming here on this channel this month sometime to talk on Mandela Effect, C3PO's Golden Calf, which Matthew, Luke, Luke, it comes in chat, the Australian dude, he's sorting out. I reminded him to ask him, and he said he's just, so Luke has emailed him, said, referencing this Friday or Saturday. So there's a possibility that it could be this Friday or Saturday that C3PO's Golden Calf comes on. Possibility. He hasn't heard back from him. I haven't heard from him either. So that's just a possibility. But it is meant to be happening this month. I was just letting you know that he's referencing this Friday or Saturday. So it's a possibility. Just haven't heard back yet. So that'll be cool if that happens. I like Eminem, but nobody likes him. Paul was cloned. He's my alter, my neighbor now. Nice one, mate. Nice one. No shoes.
What the fuck?
Yes, on the cover of Abbey Road, Paul McCartney isn't wearing shoes. When this was first uncovered shortly after the album's release, conspiracy theorists and college stoners across the world agreed that this could only mean one thing. In 1966, the real Paul McCartney died in a car accident. The remaining 3 Beatles, possibly with the assistance from the British government, chose to cover up his death and seek a lookalike replacement to fill his place.
I am the ape man. I am the eggplant. I am the walrus. Cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. Yeah, I know, mate. Yeah, me. It's if it's turn his name backwards, it's me to me.
Replacement chosen, whose name was either William Campbell or William Shears, filled in the dead Beatles spot perfectly, and in the remaining 3 years, the group would hide clues in their album seeking to reveal the truth about what had really happened. Now, I hate to burst anyone's bubble here, but none of this is actually true.
See, this is obviously someone that has investigated it, but is obviously in denial of it. He doesn't believe it. He's trying to say that this conspiracy theory is definitely not true. I will show you the evidence that they think it's true for, but I will debunk it. Yeah, well, I just think if you're going to say 100% that you've debunked it, then you're not being objective, because I would lean towards it being true, like I say, but I never 100% it because I could be wrong. So, yeah, he's probably trying to debunk it by showing the evidence of it. So, like I say, this is a fun one. I'm not trying to prove him wrong, right, or whatever. We'll just check it out for ourselves.
Paul McCartney is still alive, he still makes albums, and in the most horrific revelation of all,
Is it Paul, or is it somebody that stood in for him and took his identity? Is it? I don't know. You tell me. You show me how you know it's not. But he is all of a sudden a left-hander.
he still wears shoes. But for many years after the Beatles broke up, and again after the invention of the internet, many people believed that he was, in fact, dead as a doornail. To this day, fringe eccentrics are still trying to prove that all of this is true, many releasing tell-all books and documentaries trying to reveal.
Ask who's queen. I haven't got a queen anymore. I've got a king. Not that I accept him as king, but we have got a king in this country. We haven't got a queen. Or are you talking about Freddie? Mate, you're funny, man. You're funny.
Reveal the Beatles' darkest secret.
So with this, Paul McCartney really is dead. The last testament of George Harrison. I dare say that if it is true and he is actually dead and he was replaced, I dare say they've alluded to it. They've implied it some way, but won't come out and say it completely. But I mean, there is a lot of evidence for it. I don't think the evidence is just placed there. Cherry picking, you could cherry pick, but it it's not like the Bible where you're cherry picking to suit your agenda. That's always been there. This was found in there in the first place. You know, maybe people might be cherry picked afterwards, and this is from a load of different sources, not just a book of letters and other books. You know, a collection of books and other. This is from sources all over the place. Album covers, you know, media. Yeah, I mean records, audio, yeah, all that kind of stuff. So. Yeah. So again, yeah. He's probably tried to debunk it.
Today I would like to take a deep dive into the Paul is dead phenomenon, partially because I am very much a Beatle enthusiast and I so rarely get to talk about it on this channel, but also because I believe Paul is dead to be one of the first prototype conspiracy theories. In some weird way, if we understand the mentality of Paul is dead, how it gained traction and why its followers still justify it to this day.
It probably gained traction because there's a lot of evidence for it, you know? That's probably why it gained traction.
The general spread of misinformation in a modern age will make a bit more sense. And so,
in the modern age, yeah, but this conspiracy came out a long time ago before there was any internet. I mean, this came out after it happened. Well, allegedly happened. You know, when people start looking at the album covers and the audio and stuff like that. What they'd said. I mean, newspapers, books, records. This is before the internet. So, misinformation nowadays would be spread quicker and more rapid. Well, rapidly, that is quicker than it would have been back then. You know, a lot easier to mislead someone now. Yeah, bit of a gatekeeper. So he'll show you the evidence for it, but poo-poo it. That looks like it. That looks like what he's going to do. Yeah. Absolutely, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me
just pause it there, guys. I don't want to miss it. I'm just want to heat this coffee up. We're back in a sec. Let me just I'll put on a bit of music for you till we're gone. Let me just. No, actually, it's fine. I'll be gone 10 seconds. Oh, a bit longer, but you know the score, guys. It's doing me 20 seconds. So. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't want to miss any of that. You know what I mean? Right. What's that, Sonny? The Beatles didn't form naturally. They put together by Tavistock and controlled by Tavistock. Many other bands, artists. There you go. Same with boy bands and that nowadays. A lot of them don't even know each other. It's not until they come together and they get put together. I wonder why. Maybe because they're being controlled. Like you said there, Sonny. Yeah. I agree, bro. I agree. I mean, I don't know that. I haven't known that for sure, but I take your word for it. I agree. I mean, if they were put together, then they're controlled by that label, I suppose it'd be, wouldn't it? Label or company, whatever, you know. No, it wouldn't have been a label because the label was what was the label? Abbey Road? No, that was the studios, Abbey Road. What was the label? Epic? Can't remember, but you know the score. You know the score. That's why music sounds mostly the same. Yeah, that could be it. That's a possibility as well. Try to copy this. They've got a formula, ain't they? So the formula works like this boy band got put together. All the teenage girls loved them. So the next time the formula's put together, the same type of thing. You know, doesn't always work because times move on and sometimes people's tastes change. But that's kind of what they do. They go with the formula that works for them. You know. But yeah, I got you.
You down, because I'm going too. on a tragical history tour of fiction and fools, lies, and intrigue. Come along for the ride. We're dying to take you away.
There you go, and there you go. You could tell where he's coming from it. You could tell where he's at with this conspiracy by the tone of his voice, and he said it in a condescending way about that. So yeah, you know where he's at with it. He's definitely showing you some evidence for it, but being debunkerage of it, you know.
As we've established, in the early 1970s, Beatle fans across the world began to study the imagery of Beatle content, looking for deeper meaning and understanding of the creator's intentions. And very quickly, one strange element started to materialize.
Well, if you want to know the creator's intentions, look up and don't look at the Beatles. That's my one. That's my way. One way, God's way. I mean, look at this already. I mean, look at the star. Look at their album covers. You know, with the apple there. You know, you've got the stars that are all Baphomet stars, making up the Beatles name, and the stars in the background. Every single one of those stars are Baphomet stars. You know, walrus with the two tusks, the bunny rabbit. You know, there's a lot wrong with that on its own. But you know, okay, benefit of the doubt, imagery. No, chuck it out the window. No, I don't think so. This is not like Banjo calling out bloody Flats and saying, oh, Flats has got a letter I with a flame on it. And Anson saying, oh, PJ has got a moon in his slash in his YouTube. That means he's Moonchild. It's madness, man. It's madness. No, this is real symbology and like yesterday with the movies thing. Real symbology in real movies and showing it hidden in plain sight and stuff like that. They were tripping on LSD. That certainly bloody well. Absolutely. Look at the Yellow Submarine video as well. And then you look Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And that album covers with Alistair Crowley and that. Alistair Crowley like tripping a lot, as well as being a heroin addict and stuff like that as well. They were definitely Luciferian, by my understanding. I would say they're Luciferian.
Materialize across most of the final albums.
Optimus
Strange separation between Paul and the rest of the band. On the cover of Abbey Road, not only is Paul not wearing shoes, but he's also out of step with the rest.
Oh yeah, did you see that one as well? Like the separation of Paul, like red in the background could mean blood, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's like putting it out there, telling you in plain sight. Maybe they were controlled by one of these kind of secret societies that end up like if you go up and up and up and up and up and up and up the hierarchy, might have come to maybe a little Illuminati somewhere. Maybe just a little bit that Beatles might have been controlled. Maybe. Because like in real life, things like that don't happen, does it? You know? No, people like to think they don't happen. Keeps them comfortable. Keeps them willfully ignorant and safe in their own mind. But it doesn't make you safe. If anything, you're at risk. I'm talking about eternally. You know? What's that, Sonny? I wonder if the Beatles wrote all the songs. Not saying they didn't play them, just influenced by their controls. Yeah, absolutely. Of course they're going to be influenced by them. I mean, look at some of the words. Look at some of the things that was in the album. I dare say, yeah, there was plenty of songs they wrote themselves and sang themselves. But yeah, when it comes to these bands and that, they don't all write their own music. You know that. We know that. And obviously, like, if lyrics by the controlled are needed to be put in there, then they're going to tell them, look, yeah, put that lyric in there. I would say. I haven't had first-hand experience, but I would say it'll work that way.
Strange separation between Paul and the rest of the band. On the cover of Abbey Road, not only is Paul not wearing shoes, but he's also out of step with the rest of the...
So it's is it LWW or LMW? LMW 2028 IF. It does mean something. I just can't remember what. LMW 28IF.
Group into the magical mystery
Hold on. Yeah, I remember this one. The Black Rose. LMW. Let me just LMW. LMW. What was it again? 2 LMW 2. That's the one. 2-1F. The license plates LMW 281F is famous for being on the white Volkswagen Beetle that appeared on the cover of the Beatles' Abbey Road album. The car was not owned by John Lennon. The car was not owned by John Lennon, as was previously rumored by the local residents of Abbey Road. The number plate was repeatedly stolen after the album's release. The car itself is now on display at the Volkswagen Museum in Wolfsburg, Germany. I want to see if it says anything about, all right, the misconception, maybe no specific there for the fate of the car. Right, let me just ask something else. Meaning, here we go. Right, the LMF2 number plate on the white, but yeah, we know that. Yes, what was the meaning? Oh, right, no, it's actually giving you the real meaning, which is London. L means London, M means Borehamwood office, W281 is the area. I'm trying to find that conspiracy meaning. Conspiracy meaning. Right, 281F represented Paul McCartney's age if he had been still alive. Right, that's it. Paul is there, right? So 28 if he was still alive. So the 28 if is meant to mean if he was still alive at that point, he'd be 28. That's it. Although McCartney was 27 when the album was recorded and released, the LMW stood for. Yeah, well, tell me why did you stop that? Oh wow, and you didn't even highlight it. Anyway. No way. No, I have to look through that to find it. But yeah, if 20, I remember something to do with that now. Anyway, let's carry on. You can check that.
the cover of Abbey Road, not only is Paul not wearing shoes, but he's also out of step with the rest of the group. In the Magical Mystery Tour, all of the Beatles are illustrated wearing red carnations, except for Paul, who's wearing one that is
So why would you wear a black carnation when the rest are wearing red? Seems a bit weird.
black, and most infamously on the back cover of
And he's facing the back, and there's some words surrounding him in that. You know, it seems too much to be Quinky Dinkle. You know what I mean?
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Paul has his back turned to the camera, as if he is hiding something. And let's talk more about that album for a quick second. Once again, this is among the most iconic album art of all time.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I want to go back one. Yeah, because exactly. Look who you've got on now.
Once again, this is among the most iconic album.
Pause it there for Lars. I mean, look, come on. You've got Aleister Crowley. I think actually you've got Aleister Crowley there more than once, haven't you? Because he's there at the back, Baldy. I'm sure he was there more than once. But there's plenty of questionable people in that lineup of stars, you know, Marilyn Monroe and all that. I really thought that Aleister Crowley was there more than once. He's at the top row in the back anyway, second one in from the left, the back row. I thought he was there more than that. I thought he was there with the old triangle hat and that as well. And then who's that hiding behind Marilyn as well? Anyway, yeah, there's loads of questionable things in there. You know the score, guys.
Album art of all time. And once again, its intense detail leads one to believe that there is something hidden behind all of the images. The sea of faces looking over the scene, the garden of flowers almost acting as a memorial, and the mix of the band's past and present both.
Yeah, I already read that, Sandra, about meaning if Paul would be 28 if he had lived.
being at the scene. But the greatest discovery of all came when someone decided to hold a mirror up to just below the three main members of the band, revealing what seems to be...
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah. One did he die? Yeah, it's it. One, one. So yeah. It's you definitely see one he died, but I think there's something about did or there's a numbers in there or something.
a secret message.
Yeah.
119. He die. With an arrow pointing directly to Paul.
I mean, it's weird. I mean, to put a mirror, that one. I mean, I get it. If you put a mirror there, it does that. But I mean, to have to put a mirror there to do that, I don't know if that one's intentional. If it's all true in that, I don't know if that one. It's a good one, but I don't know if that one's intentional. I mean, to work out lonely hearts, in a certain pattern. If you put a line of symmetry through it and stuck a mirror there, well, if you put a line through it, because it won't be symmetrical, you know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying. That it would come out, it would reflect those words. That's a lot of working out to do without actually doing it. So, I mean, I lean towards this being true, but that one there, I'm a bit dubious on that mirrored one. Hey, I gathered that, bro. I gathered that.
Oh, shit, buddy. I
wasn't chastising you for it. I was just letting you know that I'd said it in case you didn't hear me for some reason. That was all.
gotta dig a little deeper.
119 is interpreted to be the date of death, aka 11/9, the 9th of...
But then again, if you take into consideration that it could have been intentional somehow, that one, that is very quinky dinkle. You know what I mean? But it would take a lot of working out to know that would say that, you know, and to try and incorporate the name of that in with the name of the album, you know? Isn't that mad? It is weird. Yes, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I mean, I don't necessarily think it means nothing. I just think it would have took a clever mind to work that out. You know what I mean? Without experimenting and to try and work it into the name of the album and the theme as well, you know. It is very weird if it's not one. I just find it really fantastical. I mean, but yeah, things like this can happen. Absolutely. I mean, it could have been if it was demonically inspired, you know, and then yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely think it's too quinky dinkle for there not to be something on it. But if I think logically with just my human mind, I think, well, that is going a bit far with that one. But so, like I say, I never put 100% on it, but I still lean towards, yeah, this happened, you know? Absolutely.
November. On the back cover, George glares down to the reader and points his finger knowingly to a...
100%, mate. Exactly my point just there. The devil can just call in line to see if I'm not even good. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. He's a loser. Oh, dude, you're so funny.
Specific lyric.
Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock as the day begins.
And it just happens that November the 9th, 1966, was a Wednesday. Meaning that this is Paul's tombstone. And
yeah, so why can you say that it's all so coincidental? All these little things, you know? It's not like they were playing into the conspiracy because the conspiracy hadn't come out yet, you know? It's not like they played into it. They might have played into it afterwards. But here, at this point, I mean, come on.
5 o'clock was the moment he died. After this, the story really started to fall into place.
The aper, the mimicker that can't mimic properly, he has to invert it to cause it to be evil. Because he can't create. He can only mimic. He can only use what's already been done. God created it. He can't create anything. You know? He has to steal God's creation to be able to mimic stuff.
In the early hours of Wednesday, November the 9th, 1966, Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr got into a vicious fight, which ended with McCartney storming out of the studio and driving off in his Austin Healey. On his way, he met a young woman named Rita, who needed a ride home, and found himself happy to oblige. As it's been said, they nearly made it.
Yeah,
In
man.
a song some years later, John recounted exactly what happened that night.
He blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice.
Blew his mind out in the car. I can't remember how the tune goes. No, it just went out of my head. But yeah, it's mad what?
The lights had changed. A crowd of people stood and stared. They'd seen his face
Crowd of
before.
people
No one was
stood
really
and
sure
stared.
if he was from the house of Paul.
Mm.
The lyric is actually Lords, but if you have bad headphones, it sounds like Paul.
Once one realized
That's the thing. Double entendres. Word magic, you know? They try and make it sound, they say it's one thing when it sounds like another. That's what they do it. They do it. It's wizardry. They do it nowadays. It's not just a thing that happened then. It's quinky dinkle. They do it now and they always have been doing it. I mean, a lot of rappers do it intentionally, double entendres, to get another message out at the same time they're getting an original message out. But then there's a hidden message there, sometimes 2 or 3, you know? So, yeah, these things ain't just like the cranberry sauce. He could very well be saying cranberry sauce. But if it sounds like something else as well, maybe that's intentional, you know?
is that this was Paul's ultimate fate, the imagery of many Beatle albums seems much more sinister. Again, on the cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, a doll sits to the right side of the frame. To its right sits a driving glove, covered in blood. And on its knee, in a detail so small that you could miss it every time you looked, a small toy car sits. The inside of the car is red, painted with blood.
Well, I mean, and you're just going to poo-poo it. You're just going to poo-poo it.
Hyper realistic blood.
I
Meanwhile,
don't think
on
it's
the compilation
hyper-realistic.
album A Collection of Beatle Oldies, which canonically would have been the first album made after Paul's death, a mysterious unidentified Beatle lays across a collage of several landscapes.
Sorry with the symbology again, but yeah, look, the moon in between the woman and the man dancing at the bottom square bit. You know, you've got your Baphomet stars up in the sky again. It's all over the place when it comes to these guys and others. Yeah, there you go. There's a car in the background as well. Zoom in off. But yeah. His master's voice looks like the HMV record. HMV. His master's voice. I think it was A Collection of Beatles Oldies. Yeah, let's carry on. Sorry, I'm just looking and see if I can see CNN.
At the top of the cover, a car drives on a long and winding road, heading directly for Paul's head. After the fight, Ringo had sat anxiously waiting for Paul to return, only to ultimately learn of his true fate shortly thereafter.
I listen for your footsteps coming up the...
That's not John. Did he say John was waiting for Paul? That's George. You should have said John was waiting for Paul, because that's not John, that's George.
Of his true fate shortly thereafter.
I listen...
Hold on.
Would have been the first album made after Paul's death, a mysterious unidentified Beatle lays across a collage of several landscapes. At the top of the cover, a car drives on a long and winding road, heading directly for Paul.
Yeah, sorry, that's Ringo. It's Ringo. It's not bloody George. I said George. It's Ringo. It's not bloody John.
Paul's
It's
head.
Ringo.
After the fight, Ringo had sat anxiously waiting for Paul to return.
Oh, he did say
only
Ringo.
to ultimately learn
No, sorry, he did say Ringo. My bad, guys. I thought he was talking about John. Completely disregard what I said. And you're right, Sandro. It was Ringo anyway. It wasn't George. You're right.
of his true fate shortly thereafter.
I listen for your footsteps.
My bad, guys. My bad. So totally blanked what I just said the past 2 minutes.
Coming up the drive. Listen for your footsteps.
And the thing is,
but
I was correcting him and who it was when he was talking about Ringo anyway. And I mistook Ringo for bloody George Harrison. I don't know why, because they completely look different. I know the difference as well. That's bad, PJ. That's bad.
I don't arrive. I'm sorry that I doubted you. I was so unfair. You were in a car crash and you lost your hair.
The guy before Ringo was replaced too. Yeah, didn't they have a fifth Beatle of some sort that was? Yeah, I think you might be right there somewhere, Mike. That there was one of the band members, possibly. It was got instead of that could have been a band member rather than one of them now. And I think you might be right. Yeah, I think you might. There was a fifth, someone called the fifth Beatle anyway, wasn't that? Let me just quickly type that. Who was the fifth Beatle? See if it mentions anything like that. Who was the Beatle or considered the fifth Beatle? Right, the fifth Beatle is used to describe someone who was closely associated with the band and whose contributions were considered essential to their success, but who was not one of the four top official members. Right, okay, so that wouldn't have been him then, because he was just like part of the crew but didn't play. And while there's isn't one single definitive fifth Beatle, several individuals have been suggested for the title. George Martin, the Beatle produced, often cited as the most deserving candidate due to the crucial role in shaping their sound and guiding their musical development. Brian Epstein, oh my goodness. And Billy Preston, talented keyboard. Stuart Sutcliffe, Pete Best, wow. Neil Aspinall, Derek Taylor, Murray LeKay. Wow, okay. Yeah, so, yeah, could be a bit of truth to that. Yep, Epstein again, yeah, exactly. Different Epstein, but still Epstein, nonetheless. Nevertheless.
After Paul's sudden death, his band members were horrified by their loss, and John himself was given the task of burying the body on a hill at Liverpool's abandoned Strawberry Fields Cemetery. They were sworn to secrecy as the government assisted them in replacing Paul with a near lookalike who began the difficult task of finding acceptance in the group. But despite this, John couldn't help but plant clues hinting to the truth of what happened that night in November 1966. When listening to the end of the song I'm So Tired, one can hear what seems to be John muttering utter gibberish. But when playing the album in reverse,
Put out loud.
the song Strawberry Fields
Yeah, backtracking, I suppose, can be made into anything you want. But I do believe that there's some truth to backtracking. I do believe that some people, especially with some of the heavy metal ones that were definitely into Luciferianism or Satanism, I do believe backtracking was a thing.
features at its end a reprise which is sort of random and serves no real purpose, unless one stops to listen for John's voice, which is clearly an admission of guilt. But
See, I buried Paul. Yeah, that's the one that's meant to be cranberry sauce. Now, that's what I mean by double entendres or word wizardry. You know, it's one thing they're saying, but it sounds like something else, or could mean something else. Hey, the truth, you. How you doing? Good to see you. So again, I lean towards it being true, but again, never 100%. That's why this is just a fun one. We're speculating. That's it.
the most famous out of all the clues can be found by playing the infamous number 9.
And it does. It sounds like I buried Paul when he's saying cranberry sauce. Now, yeah, it could be saying cranberry sauce, but it could be like word wizardry, a bit like Arwen. Into it.
In reverse, changing the start of the song
Yeah, I like Beatles.
to a cryptic end.
I mean, I don't know why you'd say turn me on, dead man. I mean, I think that backtracking is just someone listening to and trying to find something. I mean, the different one, like I buried Paul, I'd say that's a more direct message than turn me on, dead man. I mean, what does that even mean? I mean, you get horny by necrophilia. You know, I mean, come on.
But if Paul McCartney was dead, as it certainly seems to have been the case, then who was the man who continued to live his life? Well, around this
Would that be Billy Boy?
At the same time, a Canadian man named William Shears Campbell is said to have existed before he suddenly went missing and was never heard from again. This new Paul, Fall as he has been called, was none other than Campbell with a little bit of surgery, by his own admission through his own music.
Love by you. Show my gratitude. Gratitude.
Right?
Okay, now let's listen to that backwards.
Push this out.
I wish
He was Willie Campbell. You know, I mean, come on. Is that quinky dink? Or is that intentional? I mean, like I say, some of the evidence for it could be stretching, but I still think there's plenty of evidence for it. Whether I'm 100% on it, I'll never be 100%. I just lean towards it. It is weird, isn't it, Truth You? Definitely weird. Backtracking always sounds weird, though. I do believe they do it. I do believe some of the backtracking we hear is just people intentionally trying to hear that, you know? But I certainly think they used it. Yeah, I think so. I think there's something to it. I do. Obviously, some people play off this backtracking business and that, you know, and use it to promote for promotion-wise, to be enigmatic, which makes them a bit more desirable, you know. So, yeah, I think people play into it, but absolutely something true to it. There's definitely a truth to it, without a doubt, bro. Without a doubt.
This is the only known photograph of William Campbell before his plastic surgery. A series of
I mean, well, if that's literally really him, I mean, what? I can't say that would, if you put Paul McCartney and him together, I mean, yes, there's definitely differences between them, as we see. But I would say that they're hard to tell the difference between. I would say they definitely look alike. You know, and didn't he do a talent contest mimicking Paul in the first place? I mean, I think there's something to it. Again, like I said, it's just a fun stream. We're just speculating. We're not putting 100% on it. I mean, people, you can put 100% on it if you want. I'm just saying, just a fun stream today. You know what I mean? I'm not turning around and saying, oh, look, likes of Hulk Hogan just died and what's his name? Ozzy Osbourne just died. They're not really them. They're actually somebody else. Or in fact, they were actually women. You know, I'm not doing that. This is a long-established conspiracy theory, you know, that I lean towards being true. But it's established. This is a conspiracy been going around for a long time. It's not like I'm just pulling something out of my ass and saying, no, look, this person is this person, you know, that type of stuff. Anyway, let's do it. Like I say, it's a fun one. Speculation.
This is the only known photograph of William Campbell before his plastic surgery, a series of operations he undertook to look more like the real Paul McCartney. But it wouldn't be entirely successful, as many have pointed out over the years. Paul and
Who's he's dead? Who? I was talking about Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's dead, and Ozzy Osbourne. That's who I said. I don't know who he's dead. I don't know who that is. Is he? This. Yeah, well, anyway, I said Hulk Hogan and I said Ozzy Osbourne. Pulling it out of Uranus. I absolutely. Yeah, no, I don't think it's the same man, bro. I don't think it's the same man. I think you're right there.
Fall just don't look alike. They have different ears, they seem to be different heights, and many say that Paul's actual eye color changed from brown to green. John in particular.
I mean, they did. I mean, people's eyes do change color sometimes. Like, sometimes Vicky's eyes look green, sometimes they look browny green, sometimes they've got a little bit of tint of blue to them. You know what I mean? People's eyes do change, but not that drastically.
Did not get along very well with the new fake Paul, and introduced to 2 of his albums the character of the Walrus, a reference to a Lewis Carroll character most known for being an imposter. John made it explicitly clear in Glass Onion who he intended the Walrus to be.
I told you about the walrus and me, man. You know we're as close as can be, man. Well, here's another clue for you all. The walrus was Paul.
Each album cover at this point represents some aspect of the hidden story.
Yeah.
Abbey Road is a funeral procession. John is dressed in white as he is the priest. Ringo is the undertaker, ready to prepare the body for burial. George is dressed as a lowly gravedigger and will be the last to leave. And Paul, walking without shoes in the proper burial style, is the corpse. In the back of the scene, a beetle sits alone, representing the true Paul who had been lost, with a license plate that reads 28 if. If Paul had been alive, he would have been just over 28 at this time. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is an illustration of Paul's secret funeral, with mourners gathered to lay Paul to rest. And while the original cover of Yesterday and Today featured a rather innocent...
That's an awful bloody cover, man. That's awful. No quick glance, you wouldn't think anything of it. But then you look at it, man. Joints of bloody meat with dolls. Naked baby dolls with their heads cut off and sitting up. That's disgusting, bro. And then they've got a head of a baby in the lap and stuff. I mean, that's that.
An image of the Beatles having just murdered a series of babies. The more sinister cover, which actually went to press, clearly depicted Paul separated from the rest of the Beatles in what looks to be a metaphorical coffin.
Yeah.
Once you've learned to see the Beatle discography like this,
I wonder, are they playing into the conspiracy by this time, or are they letting us know about it? You know, could be both.
these clues can be found almost anywhere. In the El Submarine movie, during the first scene in the submarine, this shot shows all of the Beatles together, with an additional fifth figure, that being Paul duplicated onto a screen. There are two Pauls, one of them is fake. In the film, The Ruddles, All You Need Is Cash, Eric Idle plays two characters. One is a parody of Paul, and one is a reporter, who while crossing Abbey Road at the end of the film is killed by a car in the exact position.
I would say the likes of the movie, especially who's playing in the movie, you know what I mean? Michael Palin. Was that Palin? No, can't remember his name. But doesn't matter. British actor. He just said it a minute ago as well. I would say they were playing into the conspiracy by then. That would make more money on it, but it doesn't mean to say that doesn't just because they're playing into it doesn't mean to say it's not the truth, you know. Now let's take it back. I can't remember his blooming name, but is it Brian something? Hold on. Yeah, him. It's his name again.
Who, while crossing Abbey Road,
Well, let me take it back a bit. Go to see his name.
Submarine. This shot shows all of the Beatles together, with an additional fifth figure, that being Paul duplicated onto a screen. There are two Pauls, one of them is fake. In the film, The Ruddles, All You Need Is Cash, Eric Idle plays two.
Eric Idle. Gosh. It is sunny, isn't it just, bro? Isn't it just? Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely sick. And weird. Mike says people got woke up to things. We got bamboozled in every way possible. 100%. This is basics, yeah. This is just a fun one because the main topic's tonight. I'm on tonight again. I'm not usually on Tuesday afternoon. It's usually the night time, you know, to replace flats. But yeah, I thought I'd come on today. Same as yesterday. I was meant to be off yesterday, and I came on in the afternoon as well. Hey, Iwan-T, good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Two characters. One is a parody of Paul, and one is a reporter, who while crossing Abbey Road at the end of the film is killed by a car in the exact position that Paul would be on the cover of the album, indicating that Paul is dead. And the biggest piece of evidence? In 1993, Fall released a live album entitled Paul is Alive, which is exactly what he would do if he was actually dead, and he didn't want us to catch on to the fact that he wasn't alive.
Well, that's obviously playing into it as well, but it's not. Just because you play into it doesn't mean you say it's not the truth.
Now, as we've discussed, everything here is hogwash. None of it is true, and frankly, it's much.
See, he just come on to give all the evidence and say everything that I have showed you, all this evidence that points to it being real is actually just hogwash. The evidence is there. To disregard the evidence and say it's hogwash just like that is bull. That's just confirming your own bias.
It's too cartoony to really be believable, and yet it captivated so many, and I wonder if even some of you in the audience now are expecting there to be some kernel of truth to all this. Maybe the quartet really did hide all these clues, inventing this theory for fun and trying to confuse people. Maybe the clues were there, but people weren't really connecting the dots in the right way, and the actual conclusion wasn't what people thought it was. Well, let's discover the truth together as we move on towards... This video is going to be really awkward when Paul McCartney dies for real. At this point, it might seem a little bizarre that I've chosen this topic for a full essay, when it seems like something totally innocuous and absolutely innocent. Some people in the 70s thought that Paul McCartney had been replaced by a lookalike. That's sort of interesting, but it doesn't seem to pertain a lot to our modern world outside of it just being a bit of history. Well, if you feel that way, I think you're wrong. The Paul is dead theory happens to be one of the first widespread conspiracy theories or hoaxes which was brought about.
Can't Fix Stupid has messaged me in Messenger when to do it. Oh, about an hour and a quarter ago. Can't Fix Stupid, David said, don't know if it will be any good. DebateCon 6 is coming up in November 15th to 16th. FTFE is debating Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson's wife, Rachel, on the 16th topic is to be discussed. I think FTFE usually has two debates at DebateCon. Right, I'll be watching out for that. I'm not interested in FTFE, but Andrew Wilson, I like how he debates. I mean, he usually manages, I mean, obviously he's not a flat earth or anything, but when it comes to scripture, he's okay on that. I don't agree with some of his doctrines, obviously, because he's orthodox and that, but yeah, I still like to see him debate, so I'll probably be interested in that, David. 15th or the 16th. I'll be watching out for it. I was just letting you guys know because Can't Fix Stupid was letting me know in Messenger. So I'll be watching out for that. DebateCon 6. So if it's out and it's live, I'll probably cover it live, guys, so you don't have to go there and watch FTFEs, or it's probably got to be modern day debate, isn't it? Or whatever. Or whatever, I don't know. I don't know who hosts the DebateCon. Not sure who hosts that. Anyway, so I'll probably do that live. But nice one, Can't Fix Stupid, for letting me know. Bless you, man. And I was letting you guys know. Because he's usually watching, but he doesn't often come into chat. Okay, let's carry on.
By a large amount of people. Today it's either treated like a joke or something totally non-literal, but at the time, a considerable amount of people bought into this. And it's for the exact same reason that people buy into our current conspiracy theories. Paul is dead is basically harmless, but by understanding it fully, we can also uproot misinformation in general, and why it can be so unbelievably unstoppable. One of my favorite books of all time is...
Again, misinformation is a lot more in abundance today because of the internet and stuff like that. And misinformation back then, you know, would have been a bit harder to completely believe it if you went researching yourself, because it wasn't always at your fingertips. You'd have to really go and search for it. So I suppose to make up your mind on something, you'd be stupid to make up your mind on something just by someone say so. I know people did do that. So I would just say misinformation, yes, got put out by the TVs and everything nowadays, but it was usually on their side. You know, and the misinformation nowadays is on all sides when it comes to the internet, you know? So, yeah, just my opinion on it. Right, what's he saying here?
Called Abominable Science, which is a sociological and scientific study of something which is not that scientific, that being cryptozoology. Now, for those who don't know, while zoology is the study of animals which exist and there is substantial evidence of, cryptozoology is the study of animals for which there is basically no extraordinary evidence of, but people still believe in for one reason or another. For instance, Bigfoot, Nessie, Mothman, and so on and so forth. Mythical beings who have been known in the general culture for over 50 years, yet we have no evidence of.
Mythical beings? I mean, who's saying... I mean, I'm not 100% on Bigfoot. I'm not 100% in it, but there is evidence for him out there. I mean, I'm not 100% on it, but I think he's likely. I think he's likely, especially knowing what we do about, like, say, Genesis 6 and maybe some information that's in Enoch 2. I mean, I think it's very possible there's animals and or hybrids even, like Bigfooty, like massive hoof. You know what I mean? It's a possibility. Exactly. Yeah, cryptids exist for sure. For sure. Good to see you, Baza.
No corpses, no shed fur, no scat, or really anything of substantial value. Just blurry photos and first-hand accounts that have no consistency from one person to the next. People in the cryptozoological community have long lamented that scientists and regular zoologists have refused to take them or their evidence seriously. But what's actually at play is a difference of approach between these two groups. Zoologists gather evidence, they find proof, and then they come to conclusions. Cryptozoologists choose a specific conclusion and then hunt for evidence, any evidence, that they are the people who are in the right. Because
Yeah, it doesn't mean to say that's what everybody does that's got evidence for it. And creatures like that would probably try and keep themselves a little bit hidden, since they're not the majority. You know?
because of this, zoologists have a high standard for proof, and cryptozoologists do not. A cryptozoologist will look at a grainy photo of a hairy creature and will say, look,
Wow.
that has to be evidence.
No. I mean, you wouldn't believe that. I mean, that's ridiculous. Come on.
That I'm right about Bigfoot. And a zoologist will then say, I'm pretty sure that's famous YouTuber Quentin Reviews. This is a constant across most hoaxes, conspiracy theories, and general non-truths. There's a YouTuber named Innuendo Studios who has a series called Why Are You So Angry?, which is dedicated to analyzing the mentality of online hate mobs. And in said series,
Well, you should have one called Why Are You So Subjective?
uses the metaphor of a table. A table, he argues, needs to be based on a foundation in order to be sturdy. It needs legs to support it. It needs legs to be defined as a table.
Yes, so it needs something to support it. What, you mean like all that evidence for fall? I mean, all that is not legs? No? Is that just floaty table in midair? Don't think so. You're going against what you're actually saying.
Sometimes it turns out that this intellectual foundation is false, that these legs aren't actually there at all. But when people are emotionally invested in believing in a narrative, in being able to say that this is a table and not just a plank of baseless nothing,
No, that's a floaty table, and that's what you're saying.
they construct downward, inventing unsubstantiated support for their theory, which will always be there because they will it to be.
Yes, Sonny, they do things like that as well. Frequency mess abouts and stuff, because to certain frequencies does certain things to your brain. I don't know what certain frequencies does certain what to your brain, but I know they do stuff. You know? Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I have heard you someone mention that before. It was probably you, Sonny, a few months ago or whatever, but I do remember it being mentioned.
It doesn't matter if these are.
What's the difference? Can you kind of tell me what's the difference between from normal frequency that they used to use, say, to turn it to that frequency from 432 to 440? What kind of effect does that have? Do you know, or allegedly?
Arguments are contradictory because they're interchangeable. Disprove one and it'll be swapped with another. This is how a conspiracy theory works, a theory supported by theories, where the value of the theory is not does it hold up to scrutiny, but does it lead to the pre-chosen conclusion.
Yeah, David, Can't Fix Stupid just remind me, he says it's Rachel Wilson he will be debating. He'll be debating Andrew's wife. I did say that anyway, David, I did mention that, but I maybe didn't make it clear enough. So yeah, FTFA will be debating Andrew Wilson's wife, Rachel. I did actually mention that, but because I said about I like the way that Andrew debates, and that it probably made people maybe thought I was talking about Andrew himself. No, so it will be Andrew Wilson's wife, Rachel. Thanks for reminding me that. Can't fix stupid. Bless you, man. Right.
One example I always fall back to is the grassy knoll JFK assassination theory. People have long theorized that Lee Harvey Oswald couldn't have acted alone.
Ah, see, all bells and church organs were tuned to 432. Right, so to tune it out to something else was kind of try to draw our attention away from that, you know, like more holy type music. Is that what you're saying?
Based almost entirely on misunderstood pseudoscience, and many have thus interjected that there must have been
that right. So like 432 hertz would have flowed better. Is that what you're saying, mate? That makes sense.
Another shooter somewhere else. Case in point, at the grassy knoll. Those looking into this theory studied an image from the assassination and found deep in the grain of the image what they believed to be a man wearing sunglasses and a badge, partially hidden behind what looks to be discharge from a gun. This is not actually in the photo. It's just noise and grain and random shapes caused by gaps between tree branches in a low-quality copy of low-quality film. This badge man has never been documented in any other photos or film from the same time, and studies at the actual knoll have found...
You're talking about misinformation there. That's not the same as... That photo, grainy photo and all, is not the same as the evidence given for the Paul McCartney thing. Completely different. I mean, we know that the bloody... I can't talk about it too much, but the Kennedy assassination thing was not how they say it went on. You know, not how they said it happened. Whether that was a guy there or not, I don't know. It doesn't matter. The fact is that what they said happened did not happen the way it did, you know. Anyway, this is a bad comparison. Because we're not talking about photos. Yeah, not when it comes to the Paul McCartney thing. In general, there's hardly any photos to deal with. It's maybe for eye color or the shape of this and the shape of his ear or whatever, and that kind of thing. But in general, it's other evidence like in audio and the album covers, you know, stuff like that. Anyway,
that in order for this photo to be real, he would have to be about...
hold on, right, hold on. Who says what? Who said what? Lol, you made me too sound. It's like flow of water for sure, son. Yep. And everything is connected. If they mess with frequency, they actually mess with all living things. Right, yeah, got you. It makes sense. It's all about vibrations. Got you. Absolutely. Spot on, Mike. Yeah. Cool. Got you, guys. Got yous.
2 feet tall. A few years after this theory gained steam, a documentary crew trying to give credence to the conspiracy theorists were given testimony from an alleged eyewitness, who claimed that he was the man at the grassy knoll, and that he saw 2 other men who shot Kennedy, and that those 2 men then got away. Why he waited several days.
It's your suggestion. That's completely different. You're suggesting to them something. You know, someone that might be easily suggestible. You know what I mean? Suggestive, they'll take it in. So you're just intentionally try to put information into someone's mind and they go say, oh, yeah, that could have happened, sort of thing. That's a completely different thing. You're manipulating that situation. What?
Okay, just to tell anyone about this is anyone's guess. But those in charge of the documentary then turned around, looked at the grassy knoll photograph again, and then found and presented 2 brand new figures just to prove that this man's claims were correct.
This appears to be a person in a hard hat and a white T-shirt. The lighting on him is entirely consistent with the lighting on Badgeman. In other words, there's a highlight on the construction helmet.
When someone was expected to be at the grassy knoll, believers found that person. But the moment that there were supposed to be 3 people at the grassy knoll, They found those extra 2 people sitting to the side. They were told a supposed fact.
That's because you suggested it. So they were looking for it. Completely different. Completely different than just being independent and researching for yourself. You know what I mean? You might hear of something. All right, okay, that person's not that person. Okay, I'll go and check it. You know? You don't have to sit there and listen to every single bit of information they've got first and completely believe it all. Research it first. You know, objectively. These people ain't researching things objectively. This is almost like experimenting with someone. You know? You're giving them the information. You actually manipulated that situation. Because you knew that they would find other people. You know, they knew the outcome it would do. Because they manipulated it to be that.
Became invested in it being true, and then they looked for any evidence, regardless of merit, which would prove their investment worthwhile. Right. Now, up to this point, most of the theories we've talked about have been rather frivolous and fun, covering topics like if famous rock stars were replaced by the British government, or if the moon landing happened and crap like that. But the modern conspiracy tall tale, which we know to exist as a phenomenon today...
Exactly. If the moon landing happened, I think we all know it didn't happen. We all know it didn't happen. Even the people that say it did happen, they know it didn't happen.
It can be a lot more malicious and furthermore dangerous. At this point, I am briefly going to talk about mass shootings as well as
no, you're not.
Conspiracies.
No, you're not. Not live. Not live. Not live. We can't. Not live. Especially if they talk about the schools and stuff. No. Let's go forward a little bit. Oh yeah, Islamic State. Well, that's not so bad, Dev. It's not about the school kids. Let's take it from now.
And reopen, and you got video of the kids going in circles in and out of the building.
No, it's about the kids. Can't do it. Can't do it.
The next 24 hours to capitalize on a shooting. Yeah.
No. Right, let's go from there.
Two things that are scary about those who believe in theories like this. The first is that there are victims to these falsehoods being spread around. Specifically, the survivors of these tragedies.
I mean, I don't mind talking about those things, but when you're doing it live on YouTube, it's, they don't like it, do they? They don't like it. I mean, I think YouTube has started to relax again. Not completely relax, but on certain things, you can still... but the thing is, if you were monetized and said it, it would be demonetized. You know, so I've just got to watch what's said. Not that I disagree with it, but, you know, I've just got to watch what's said. Hey, babe, how you doing?
Hiya. I went onto your account on... You'll see it in WhatsApp.
Right, okay.
So you might get an email from Asda.
For what?
Because I've told them I want my money.
Oh, yeah, of course. But what do I need to do?
Well, because it wanted me to upload a picture and it wouldn't let me.
Oh, right.
So I sent
you just
it
sent
to
it
you,
to me,
but,
sort of thing.
But 3 payments now pending for money they owe me.
I know. Because you go pay for your shopping, you know what I mean? They don't give you the shopping, then the supermarket ends up owing you 200 quid. You know what I mean?
208 quid. Like, it's not a little bit of money.
No, it's a lot.
The roofers have just gone. They've got 2 more days, he said.
Okay.
It's too hot though, isn't it? Like, they're up there all day.
Of course. Man,
So,
I've got a plan on 24/7, man.
like, I take water. They're drinking, the water out of the filter jug.
Aye.
I gave them some of that because they asked for water, and I said, "There's like pop in that if you want anything."
Aye.
And I gave them that filtered water, and they're like, "It tastes really nice." And I'm like, "How does water taste nice?"
Well, because people are used to tasting the chlorine, bleachy taste to it, you know.
But yeah.
Sonny says,
So,
"Nice to see you."
Hi, Sonny. Hi, guys. Yeah. So if you need to, if they need proof of a pending payment.
Me?
No.
If they ask me, right? Okay, so I need to show that. Will they ask for that? Will they?
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. Because I tried to upload it when I was in the.
So am I waiting to see if I get an email from them?
Yeah. But I don't get how their payment for what I owed them has cleared, but then what's owed back to me hasn't. Like, to me, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
But like after this, I'm never using them again, and I'm not.
Right, I've
like,
got an email from 408 saying, as the support case, the case number, how to get in touch with us. This is an automated. This is an automated response. Please do not reply. Okay. So this is payment issue.
Yeah.
And it's giving me a case number. Yeah.
But my issue is normally it goes in the day after. When it clears what I owe them, it normally clears what's got to be given back to me at the same time, and it's not. And that's what I don't like, the fact that they now have 200 quid, over 200 quid of my money,
They
and
don't
I'm
care.
having to what?
They don't care.
No, but I've found something out about who owns Asda and that today, and
Yeah, I know. He's
and like nah, like especially after
it's
this.
Islamic. It's Islamic.
That's not even my problem with it. It's the fact that they do the brothers that own it do nothing for the British public, but can spend tens of millions on doing a super mosque.
Yeah, brilliant, fantastic.
That's my issue. So
of course, legit.
But yeah, so just so that you know, because I can't be asked to wait for him to answer the phone again tomorrow.
I haven't had anything from him anyway since then. It's just the reference number, your case number.
No, because they were like order number for your one.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't give me
I didn't
a
get an
number.
order.
You literally took the payment and had no order.
No food, no money. I know, and no shopping. I know.
So I can't give you a payment or an order number if you haven't given me one. So
I haven't asked for one.
No, them.
Oh, so you're talking to me? I don't like
Right.
I'm just letting you know what they gave me. All right, babe. Love you.
Love you.
Are you staying or going?
I'm going.
All right, babe. Love you. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Love you all.
Love you.
Hi, Bazza. Bye, Bazza. Hi, Sandro. Bye, Sandro. Hi,
Love
Mike.
you,
Bye, Mike. Love you.
Ta-ta.
Bye. Bye.
Right. Carry on.
Who are often harassed by believers with threats of violence based on the fact that many seriously don't believe them to be real human beings.
This is supposed to be a man of God, but yet he's told the whole world that 26 people died in his church when nobody died. He's a liar.
Comment you just made, knowing my 14-year-old daughter's laying...
You're a liar, Frank. You're a filthy liar, Frank.
People who have come close to dying at the hands of madmen have to fear
No, I'll leave it for a sec. There's nothing too bad been said.
for their lives from more madmen because people like Alex Jones tell their audiences blatant lies. And the other fact...
What? What do you mean did I get a letter from you? Did you get that letter from me or was it Swipe? What, you mean a letter to my address? No, I haven't had a letter to my actual address yet. Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about an email? I haven't had a letter from you to my actual address yet, no. Oh, no, I haven't had anything yet. Maybe, when did you send it? When did you send it? I might just be waiting for it to come. When did you send it? Just so I know. I know to watch out for it now. Whoa, I've just realised I've finally gone up to 650 subs. I got past the blimmin' 640 odd. But I was on 640 for like 5-6 weeks. I dare say it'll go down. Weeks ago you sent them. No, I haven't had any, man. I'll check through my pile that I haven't opened. Like, if it was it handwritten? If it was handwritten, I definitely would have opened it. Some of my printed ones I don't because I know what they are. Was it handwritten, Sandra? If it was handwritten, I would have opened it, and I definitely haven't had that. But I will check again. But I definitely haven't. I haven't seen any, that's for sure. Weeks ago. Wow. No way, man. I'll check. So it was handwritten. I'll have to check, bro. I can't see why it would be swiped unless they seen what it was and wanted it for themselves. You know what I mean? But I'll check. I'll check. But I haven't received them yet, Sandro. But thanks for trying, man.
Is that there is no real way to
After this, I'll check through my pile. After this stream, I'll check through my pile and let you know on Messenger, bro.
dissuade most of these mobs. They were never convinced by any real tangible evidence. They just chose to believe in something on the fly. And so if you disprove something they say, they'll just...
Alex Jones is a gatekeeper. You know, there's different levels to this. You know? It's not just like, yeah, he's a liar and he tells the truth. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Some of these liars tell the truth to a certain extent, then twist it by a lie or gatekeep it by not releasing their complete truth. You know, a bit like Billy Alex himself.
fall back on another claim, and that'll continue forever and ever and ever. This is also something that's very common with 9/11 conspiracy theorists. Whenever truthers are actively shown that any tenet of their beliefs are completely wrong, instead of taking in this information for even 1 second to consider, they tend to immediately pivot and replace that load-bearing theory with a completely new one.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but that's because they've already made up their mind that 9/11 was a bloody false flag operation from its own bloody government. So they know that no matter what you're trying to debunk, even if it's just like, oh, that didn't happen, you'd say, like, I don't know, something like, it wasn't that person, it done it. You know what I mean? If you show us that it was, yes, they will look for another way around because they already know that the 9/11 thing was bullshit. You know, it wasn't what you guys say it was. So they're not going to then just go automatically, just because you show them it's some part of what they believe is not true, doesn't mean they've got to go back to the start and say, well, let me be totally objective about this from the beginning and think, well, it's possible that it wasn't. It's possible that what they said actually happened. When you take in all the information, it's impossible to what they said happened and that actually happened. It's impossible. Like from anything from how hot the fuel goes to the disintegration of certain things or the non-finding of certain things, like not being able to find a bloody black box, but they can find fragments of DNA from fragments of pulverized bone. You know, ridiculous. So I get why some people in certain things try to confirm the bias, because it's so blatantly obvious that the official narrative is wrong. Hey, how's it going, Kerry Skate? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Of course, Sandra. Of course. Of course.
And from their perspective, doing anything but this would mean that they've been actively wasting their lives. This is a table. I've been saying for years that it's a table. If it turns out that it's not a table, I look like a massive idiot. So it has.
But you can't just take it at face value, then not at face value. There's lots of different layers to it. Lots of different layers. It's not just like, well, oh, that part's not true, so then this narrative has got to be true. Bull crap.
Has to be a table. And jumping back to the lighter topic of our video, this is exactly the basis for where Paula's dead believers pull their perspective. They choose to believe something is true, and so they look for any evidence.
No, there's lots of evidence there, and it's an age-old conspiracy. It's not like just one that's pulled out of someone's butthole right here and right now. And there's lots of evidence to it. And nothing about this evidence is like grainy photos and stuff. It's all audio. Albums, what people said, you know, lyrics, that kind of thing, backtracking, and you know, there's loads of different levels, like I say, different tiers to it.
That it might be true, and of course they find it, because why wouldn't they? The persuasive power of implication comes through the most clearly during the supposed...
He says that as he was talking about when they were doing that experiment with the people and suggesting to them that, yeah, you find the grassy knoll thing. There was two other people there, you find these 3 people. Well, you've told them to find 3 people, so that's what they're going to do. That's just suggesting that that's not coming from an objective point, from an objective angle.
Backmasking messages that believers have found, playing the records in reverse, which are essentially entirely gibberish. But when you take relative gibberish and add captions to them, your mind sort of fills in the gaps and you automatically believe whatever you've been told. For instance, at the end of Strawberry Fields, when John is supposed to be saying,
It's cranberry sauce. Double entendres. Doesn't matter if he's actually saying cranberry sauce. They do this with spell magic, like wizardry. They do that. Like even in rapping, double entendres where they've got one meaning, but the way they say it can sound like something else. Like too fake. You go like that, too fake. Like you're saying someone is too fake, like they're fake, very, very fake. But you're pointing your teeth. It's too fake, too fake. 2 totally different meanings, but sounds the same. Too fake, too thick. Too thick, too fake. That's a double entendre. So there's things like that going on as well. Yes, absolutely, Bazza. This guy's projecting. If I find out the Earth isn't a globe and I keep believing it's a globe, at least most truthers, if real truthers, will consider alternatives to the narrative. Right, Bazza.
Buried Paul? Well, the anthology release of early takes of the song revealed that he was in fact saying,
cranberry sauce. Yes, he was saying cranberry sauce, but does that mean to say it wasn't meaning? Why would you say cranberry sauce? What the hell meaning does cranberry sauce have to do with the situation? Stupid.
That's right. He wasn't saying, I buried Paul. He was saying, sing it with me now. There's literally a sea of evidence for Paul is dead that is so massive that I could sit here for hours debunking all of it, telling you all about how Paul's eyes were dark with a
I could sit here for hours debunking all of it. You haven't debunked any of it yet. You've just said, this is the evidence, and this is what I think didn't happen. You haven't showed any evidence to the contrary of the claim at all.
Of green, it just only shows up in good lighting, and how the theoretical drum tombstone uses the American system for dates instead of the British.
I agree, the mirror one a little bit dodgy, but very weird,
and 1,000 other things, and at the end of the day it would still be possible for believers to find evidence that I hadn't touched yet. Instead, I want to discuss one anecdote of the theory which I feel totally represents exactly how silly it is. Around the time that John Lennon was working on Sgt. Pepper, he had begun to hear whispers that teachers, desperate to get their students interested in projects, had begun assigning them homework analyzing the lyrics written under the Lennon-McCartney label. Much like Frost and Shakespeare beforehand, what was being taught often had nothing to do with what Paul or John had actually intended. This inspired him to write I Am the Walrus, which is filled with lyrics which make no sense on purpose and were just trying to confuse people trying to find meaning in his music. But people did find meaning despite him trying to make it impossible, believing that the walrus was somehow important to who John was, and that it represented some deeper aspect of his personality or his view on the world. And so, John wrote Glass Onion, a song entirely dedicated to referencing old songs in a way which makes absolutely no sense. And that's where we get our famous line,
"The walrus was Paul."
Again, none of this makes any sense, and it's not intended to. These two songs were intended to be the ultimate misdirection made entirely out of spite, and
they were tripping off their nuts and trying and just giving you the truth in plain sight in a cryptic way as well. My belief.
It worked so well that people were somehow convinced that the Beatles covered up a man's death. In fact, John was the only Beatle who seemed to think that the legend was all that amusing, and he went,
You look at who their bloody influences are, who they're inspired by. I mean, they were Luciferian. They liked Aleister Crowley. Does that not tell you a little bit? I mean, look at bloody John Lennon. we carried on to be like.
Out of his way to reference it in his own music when he made a diss track about the real Paul in 1971. Just so we're all on the same page, if Paul McCartney was replaced...
We're definitely not on the same page, bro. We're definitely not on the same page.
And this Fall figure is a completely different man, he still made the best music the band ever did.
Nobody's denying that. Nobody's denying that at all. But if the whole thing was true and there's nothing to cover up and all that kind of stuff, then why didn't they just say it? Absolutely fantastic music. Nobody's denying that.
In the early 1970s, people thought Paul McCartney was dead. It was a theory which made no sense, which blew up globally. And the question is, why? I have a theory. 1970 was a rough year for music fans.
Money! As usual. There you go, hell yeah. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. You're new here, I think. Oh, welcome. Yeah, glass onion is actually code for firmament dawn. It makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, I didn't know that, but it makes sense.
The Beatles were officially over. And to many, this was a breakup that they would...
Well, welcome. Welcome. Hey, I'm new. I meant, sorry, welcome, hell yeah. Bless you. Bless you. I'm on every day, pretty much. Usually this kind of time in the afternoons. And sometimes I do, like, I'm on tonight as well, 8 p.m. UK time, where I do a topic on YouTube, and then we continue on Rumble to go and watch a movie afterwards, you know, sort of thing. So I do afternoons in the UK time zone, GMT, and also night times. But yeah, I'm pretty much on every day. Bless you, it's good to see you, and welcome.
Never rebound from. Paul McCartney fell into a deep depression and became extremely secluded, living on his family's farm and barely doing public appearances, and generally all of the Beatles felt very distant. Eventually they all became quite friendly and flirted with the idea of eventually making music again, but that all changed when John was murdered in late 1980. John left a few unfinished demos sitting around, which he mysteriously addressed to Paul, and years later the three remaining members finished some of those songs. But with that romanticism aside, after 1969, the Beatles were dead. And more than anything else, Paul is dead.
Not really. I mean, the music lived on. Paul was maybe dead, but maybe the Beatles were.
Gave grieving fans the chance to enjoy songs from a whole new perspective. Oh, you thought Revolution 9 was trippy forwards? Wait till you hear it backwards. Now it's an experimental piece of erotic mourning as John Lennon admits his sexual...
Revelation 9. Why would you read Revelation 9 backwards? Is that if that's what he's talking about? Why would you do that? That sounds like some mad satanic incantation. No, thank you.
Infatuation with his dead best friend. Oh, turn me on, dead man. Turn me on.
No, actually, we're just good friends.
And while the presence of people who unironically believed in the theory is absolutely worth analyzing, I think Paul is Dead is mostly just a spooky urban legend that people like because it allows them to look at classical pieces of music in a whole new light.
Well, you were joking about the onion. Hey, it makes sense though. It makes sense. Why not? Hey, Four Jacks, good to see you, brother. Hey, cool. I'm on tonight again anyway, Four Jacks. I'm about to finish in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But I'm on tonight again, bro. I'm on tonight again. I'll put the link. Hold on, let me get the link for you. I'm on tonight, 8 p.m. GMT, because it's Flats. It's well, sorry, not Flats. Reality. It's Keith's night off. I always do Tuesday night, don't I? So you've got a movie tonight as well. Four Jacks. I'll do a boxing thing probably Sunday-ish. I'll probably do a boxing one on Sunday. So I'll look for a boxing movie, and if you think of a good bout, Four Jacks, give us a shout. But I like it to be about that it's not a short one, not a quick knockout, because then there's not much to watch. I like it to either go the full way, the whole distance, or somewhere near the end, a knockout near the end, you know what I mean, or in the middle, but nothing less than in the middle kind of thing. You know what I mean? You need to get a good I don't know, 6-7 rounds at least. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, just think of a good one. Think of a good bout, man. And then I'll just put it together with a movie and we'll do that on Sunday night, bro. Do that Sunday night. If you think of a good bout. Anybody, if you think about a good bout of boxing you want to see again, as long as we haven't already done it, yeah, let's go for it. We'll do that Sunday night on the Rumble side. Anyway, go on.
Light, but at the same time,
What was I doing? I was getting my link for tonight on iFuse. Yeah. Give me a second. Give me a wee second. And again, what's his name? Hell yeah. I always put the link in at the top. At the minute, I just pinned someone's message, but usually the link to come in StreamYard is there. So anybody can come in and chat as well, you know? Anybody. It's not usually just me on my own. There's usually people in here with me. Not all the time, but in general, usually people here with me. That is the link for tonight's one, guys. And the movie after the topic will be The Eagle.
I hope this video to some extent has made you question how you consume information and under what
It's made me question how your logic works, bro.
Context you come to understand what is true and what is false. So often we let lies become truths entirely because of how we perceive them, and also because what we believe doesn't really tend to affect us most of the time.
I need to know the opponent, Sandro. I haven't got a clue who you're on about just by saying that. Kawasaki, that last 100 fight was good. I don't know which one, but I don't want it just to be like a quick bout, you know. If it is a quick bout, then you need to have another bout ready to go with it, because we don't want to watch 8 minutes of boxing, you know what I mean? I'd rather watch a bit more. Find out who the opponent was, Sandro.
Writer once mused, living is easy with eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. Live with your eyes open. Question all that is worth questioning.
But I know something you definitely don't need to question, the incredible value at omaze.com/Quentin. I'm so...
Right, that's just his ad. Yeah, that's it. That's it, guys. I seen it as soon as I seen his face, I realized that I've done something on him before. Can't remember what it was, but definitely done something on him before. So there you go, guys. That's it. There's the link for tonight's one there. Yeah, it was just a fun one, speculative one. I know which way I lean towards, you know. I know which way I lean. I lean towards it being, it wasn't the proper Paul, you know. Like I say, I never say 100%, just in case I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. But this guy, it seemed like he was giving all the evidence for it. Yeah, this is the evidence right there. And this is like, definitely evidence. There's definitely evidence in favor of, you know, you can see that. And he says after through, but it's all hogwash. But then just doesn't tell us how it's hogwash, just hogwash, you know. Then continues to show this the evidence for it. Oh, it's madness sometimes, isn't it? But there we go. Quentin Reviews, I think was the name of that guy's channel. Quentin Reviews. I haven't put his link in yet, but if you want me to, I'll put the link in. But if not, yeah, just look for Quentin Reviews. He's not our usual type of channel on that. What's this one? Right, okay. I usually use it off of 4Jax's channel if it's about. Let's have a look. Oh, right, Roy Jones Jr., 2008. Okay. And how far? Right, yeah, now it's nice. Okay, it's a nice long one. Okay, does it go all the way? Does it go all the way? Yeah, okay, we could do that one. We'll do that one. Let me save that one then. We'll do that one. Joe Kawasaki versus Roy Jones Jr. I probably haven't seen that one because I was never really a follower of either of them. So why not? We'll do that one. Why not? Sound. Right, I've put a bookmark in that one, Sandro. We'll do that one. That's for Sunday night, though. Sunday night. I mean, Friday night is going to be after the topic on YouTube. Friday night on the Rumble side will be The Chosen, 2 episodes of The Chosen as usual, and then a movie to go with it, which I'm going to probably do the new Jurassic World's Rebirth. Just, I know I've heard it's garbage, but it's in HGD now, so why not? We'll have a look at it. We've got to try it for ourselves, sort of thing. So we'll do that then. Saturday, not sure what it is, but the boxing will either be Saturday or Sunday, because Friday's already sorted. But the boxing could be either Saturday or Sunday after the topic on YouTube side. I said Roy Jones, but it's Sandro. Sandro picked the fight. Sandro picked it. It was me who read it out. Roy Jones Jr. But it was Sandro picked it. Sandro picked the fight. No, decent pick, Sandro. Decent pick. It's one I haven't seen, and I know they're both good fighters. You know what I mean? So fair play. Bless you, Kiri. Bless you. Always a pleasure. Right. Harry Mack. Let's play out with the Harry Mack, then I'll say bye afterwards. Harry Mack. Let's do it. There we go. It started with a couple.
Special dedication off the top of the dome.
Off the top of the
dome.
Right
here. How's this one sound? Oh, this is perfect. You're getting wrapped up, man. All right, yo. I've been coming up the dome, doing this for the dreamers. This is dedication to Chris and Christina. Y'all are now in tune with Harry. Congratulations, cause you about to get married. Yo, I be getting busy on the jam. Show us the ring, yo, we gotta see the band. Yeah, this here is showing the affection. Rings on the fingers, they're showing the connection. Y'all know we about to elevate. Y'all in love, there's so much to celebrate. Walking hand to hand and facing each other's fears. Y'all been together for 6 years. Yeah, you've been building a relationship. I swear to God, that's some amazing shit. On the real, I open up my chest and I show you my heart. I express the love right through my art. Yeah, I break it down and I make you understand. Yo, Chris, you my man, thank you for being a fan. I'm about to do it off the top, the fans gonna thank me. I knock it out the park when I rhyme like the Yankees. Yeah, and I show them no pity. Favorite activity is coming to the city. Yeah, y'all are getting married, doing it big. And who knows, in the future, maybe even some kids. Yeah, I see it on the side. Everybody digging on the vibe I provide. H-Mad kicking lyrics that be so beautiful and handsome. Connected to the father's pants and the band's expanding. I be doing what I'm feeling. Oh, not the pops. Y'all know we do it non-stop. Yeah, I gotta change my policy. I made an assumption, dog. My apologies.
You're good.
He says it's all good. When I kick it off top, man, I make it understood. I do what I feel. I'm the mic controller. Lyrically, I'm on a roll like kids in the stroller. Yeah, I break it down and I kick words with flair. Shout to the homie with the curly hair. I be calling anything I see in front of me. It's entering the flow. I'm the rapper they remembering for show. Yeah, H-Mac truly fresh. I keep it warm like a poofy vest. Doing what I feel, man, I hit like a heat seeker. Shot my homie in the cap, says brother's keeper. I be calling anything that I'm reading. Kicking dope flows that the people are repeating. Yeah, and you know I got the swag. I get the green, I got it in the bag. Yeah, yo, I'm nice with the wordplay. Every time I'm spitting, I do it in an absurd way. They be giving me the love, he's gonna miss his bus. Yo, thanks, dog, you give it up. I appreciate it, hope you get where you going. I connect from A to B when I'm flowing. Fans all around the planet, y'all know we expanded. When it comes to lyrics, I be throwing bars like tantrums. Told you I be in the shuttle with the blasters. Man, you would've thought that I worked for NASA. Yeah, Harry Mack is blasting off. Might be seeing a future astronaut. Shouts to the kids, cause y'all know they the truth. Y'all know they the future, it's love to the youth. And every time I'm spitting, I be flowing hella clear. When I'm all up on the mic, my brain is growing like your beard. Lyrics, they expanding from my face. I be getting busy when I'm rocking in the place. Rappers in the industry, they couldn't keep pace, so they peeping. Other rappers, something like this baby, sleeping. Yeah, but I'ma wake them up. Yeah, the whole game, I'ma shake it up. I be doing something different when they say they go, they mean me. Shouts to my homie texting in the gray beanie. Fans don't even know they in the bars. When I'm rhyming, I be flowing hella hard. Yeah, every time I spit, they getting mentioned. I figured the rhyme would catch their attention. Yeah, y'all know that I do like none other. When it comes to killing rappers, man, they won't ever recover. Every time I'm spitting off the top, I'm making people shudder. I make moves over beats that be smooth like butter. I read it off the white cap. H-Mac really kill it, and it's like that. Come closer, my man, cause I'm repping with the fans. He was pointing to his blue headband. H-Mac, y'all know I be pressing the threat. I be leaving rappers blind, no headband, the sweat keeps dripping. Y'all know I'm the main feature. Damn, those look like some comfy ass sneakers. H-Mac, I be flowing off the tip of this. The way that I be rhyming for my people is ridiculous. Y'all know I'm nice with the vocals, I'm global. I match to the beats like y'all in blue polos. All match and it all connects, cause when I kick these rhymes, I be live and direct. I'm out here on the microphone, I'm getting people hyper. I started with a couple, then I turned it to a cipher. Everywhere I'm at, you know I turn it up loud. I'm doing the proud, I had to turn the street to a crowd. Gotta be the illest rapper when I murder the mic. I be on the up and up just like your vertical stripes. I be doing something different, I rock, it's magic. So many people, we blocking traffic. Y'all know I spread joy, never destroy. If y'all are rocking with the movement, go and make some noise. Let's go.
Yeah. Nice. Nice one, Sandro. Just quickly play that you gave me just before. You could have gave me before I put on the music, bro. I'm only joking. Right, Sandro, give me this. Just a minute one. Just a minute long, I think it is. So this is Paul McCartney's house, not his brother. Casa do Paul. All right, okay, it's a different language. Okay, that one. Okay, let's have a look.
You got enough for the rest of the class.
Who does he look like? Yeah. Doesn't he?
Who does he look like? Oh yeah, I remember this. I remember this.
Changed his features, and he started to look like Paul now.
I'm glad I'm not looking after Notre Dame Cathedral.
Strange, eh?
There's mine as well. I'm off duty now. We've just done 6 days. We do the bank holiday Monday. You've had how much, haven't you? 6 tours today.
2 minutes, sorry.
And I'm a bit worn out. So I'm supposed to be, I've been going to Sunday.
Drinking Frosters.
So I'm going tonight, I believe. Delphi is at 11:30.
11:30 tonight, who's on there?
It's just like a party or something. So,
I haven't been.
Oh, yeah.
Come and see our show.
Ah.
These guys are playing the cabin tonight, these lads. We're playing.
Nice. You're in the middle of there. That's cool. By the way, guys, when I was talking about C-3PO's golden calf earlier, this is Luke I'm talking about. Luke, whose actually real name is Matthew. I couldn't remember the scripture. It's Luke 23:43. That's it, goes himself. Well, yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's Luke. It's sorting it out with C-3PO's golden calf to come on here and talk about what he does and stuff like that. Hopefully, it should be this month sometime. And like I said, he's trying to get it done for Friday, Saturday. So hopefully, but if not, it'll be this month sometime.
The lounge in the back at 11 o'clock, and we're playing at 1 o'clock in the pub. So you're playing the stage full played on, aren't you?
I remember this.
Yes.
Yeah.
wow. The Beatles never played the formal stage. The Beatles never played there. It was the other way around. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just unwinding, having a. I'm off duty, so.
Tony T. I'll let you go back in. Come on, let's go. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I hear these bloody jokes every day.
New jokes every day.
Mad, innit? Mad. Right, guys. Excellent. Thanks for being with me. Spend a couple hours with me. But again, I'll be on tonight, 8 p.m. GMT. So we'll be here a few hours on YouTube, do the topic there, and then we'll go over and watch one movie on Rumble. Because like I say, Tuesday's not a movie night, but I often do one movie on a Tuesday after the topic, just to chill out with. So yeah, tonight I've already I'll put the link in again. This is tonight's one. It's a testimony from a sorority girl talking about how they were deceived into paganism. So from that channel, Almost False. So yeah, sometimes he has testimonies on there that are definitely true, but sometimes his testimonies are a little bit not his testimony, but the people he has on, sometimes they're not so true. You know. All right, so he's right, cool. Nice one. So Luke saying, Matthew saying his C3PO has said maybe Friday. So that's cool. Possible, guys. Don't 100% it, but possibility for Friday, guys. Nice one for doing that, Luke. Bless you, man. Lyrics alive, let die, live and let die. Referring to Paul. Yeah, possible. There's a link for tonight's one. I'll see you in about 3 hours. 3 hours, something like that. Hold on. Yeah, we're on. Yeah, 3 hours away. 3 hours, 10 minutes. See you in 3 hours, guys. Bless yous. Love yous. Here the sunset's free. It's free. Indeed. Ta-ta!